Hey, Detective Sam Small here. I got what you need. I know the true identity of Superman. Don't worry about it. I've been doing some work for you. You send me out with a simple mission. No big deal. You come to me, you say, Sam, I gotta know who Superman really is. And I says to you, hey, come on, pal, you're crazy. Who knows who Superman is? He's Superman. He's super fast. He disappears in a blink of an eye. You can't get a picture of the guy. So how am I, Sam, best little detective here in Metropolis, supposed to find that out for you? Hey, don't worry about it. I got you covered. So, let me tell you what I did. I went out, did a little research. First of all, I went and I want to make sure that everything with Superman is consistent. Think about it. Guy's supposed to be an alien. Maybe he can shapeshift. Maybe he's big strong dude with black hair one second. Maybe he's a little blonde girl next. Who knows? So I take all existing photos of Superman, run them through the database, and check. Exactly the same. Now I don't prove it, but it does pretty much rule out he's probably not shapeshifting. If he was, what I found is like those Martian guys is little tiny differences. If you're looking for it, you find it. Okay? So I got that ruled out. He probably looks about the same. So, one, we can mark out all the ladies. We can mark out everybody who's really old, who's really young, that kind of thing. We're still talking about several 100,000 people. And of course, if we're talking about the entire world, we're talking millions and billions. So it's a bit of a problem. So we gotta really just weed this down a little bit. Okay, now think about it. If you was Superman, what was some things that you would do to make sure nobody knows who you were? Okay? You need a job that is going to put you out of suspicion. Okay? So if you had a position where nobody would think twice about what you was doing, nobody would even consider that it was weird if you was out and about during the day. Now, I'm a private detective, so actually my job would be a good cover. I'm out, I'm snooping around, I'm doing stakeouts, I'm talking to people, I'm out at all hours of the day. So that's a good one, right? So that's the kind of thing I'm putting in my database, running it through the old computer. And I do mean old computer. That thing is back from like, I don't know, 2003. It runs slower than a dog with two legs, but gets the job done. You know what I'm saying? So here's what I do. I put all that in. That eliminates a big chunk of people. But still way, way too many. Now, I also have to think about geography. Now, here's the thing. Superman, everybody knows Superman. He got a fortress of solitude up in over what you call the North Pole. All right, so he probably ain't a polar bear, but what I'm saying is he could be anywhere in the world because he can get what he needs in the blink of an eye. That's how fast he can move. So I can't eliminate people in other cities, but I got to put a priority for people who are close to Metropolis just for logistics. So that's where I'm starting with first. So I got position, I got location, but then we got to start looking at motive. What motivates a guy to spend his whole life trying to find and save people? Who is motivated like that? Now, me, Sam, I'm a private detective. I'm motivated by money. But that's not Superman's gig. He does this all for free. He does this all in his spare time. From what we know about Superman, he could take a diamond and just crush one whenever he needs it out of coal. So that means that Superman isn't in this for the money. He's doing it because it's the right thing to do. He's doing it because he wants to make things right. All right? Now that's a little softer. It's a little harder to search for. But if you're willing to put in the effort, I found a few little variables to put in. Suddenly, I'm down to several hundred people as likely candidates. Now things are starting to get a little interesting, okay? So what I do is I run through real quick a cursory glance of all them names. And a few jump out at me, all right? So I head over to the Daily Planet and I do a little interviewing. I talk to some of the people who have interacted with Superman. Real casual like, I'm not telling them that I'm trying to find out who he really is. No. Give me a little credit. But I am telling them that I'm trying to help him out. That there's a case I'm working on and that somebody is trying to pin a crime on Superman. All right? And so, of course, they're going to help me out. Talk to this Lois lady. I talk to this young guy who wears bow ties like me. Really cool little kid. I talk to this one reporter, these big thick glasses. Do a nice long interview. I learn a lot of really interesting things. Really interesting things. I go back, put that into my computer, and now this is where things get interesting. Now we're down to just a few dozen. This is where things get real. I print out a profile of each one, put it up on my board, on my little crazy board, start connecting the dots, start looking at dates. There's a few people that got good alibis. Now you gotta be careful with Superman. This guy, he has got the ability to move faster than a speeding bullet. So just because somebody was over in Star City the same day doesn't mean that Superman couldn't be over in Metropolis the same day. Takes him 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, whoosh, he's over there. He could be in his disguise, in his civilian outfit, just like that. But if somebody was, say, in jail during a day that Superman was fighting Lex Luthor, then probably ain't our man. So I'm able to mark out a few more. This is very labor intensive, by the way. I really got to look at these days when Superman is basically battling all day long, where it's just not reasonable that if one of these guys is completely indisposed, it's really unlikely it's them. So that lets me just mark that off. So now I'm down to 3. Down to just 3. Things are getting real interesting. This is when I realize I've already met the guy who's my prime candidate. I've already met the guy that I think is Superman. All right. Now, the first thing I did before I went and got you the report, I went and cashed your check. Because once I tells you, you ain't got no reason to pay me. Your check is good, so I got some information for you. Are you ready? Superman, the Man of Steel, is none other than Bruce Wayne. That's right. That's right. I know it's a shock, but think about it. Gotham is only a few hundred miles from Metropolis. Talking about distance-wise, that's nothing to a guy who goes over to change his pajamas in the North Pole. Also, Bruce Wayne is super rich. He's a playboy. He's out and about town. Nobody thinks twice if he's out traveling, if he disappears for days at a time, if he keeps weird hours, if he does weird things. Nobody thinks about it. Also, I see several reports of Bruce Wayne being laid up from injuries. But here's the thing. Ain't nobody could have had that many injuries. There's only so many times you can trip while skiing. It's clearly a ruse. This is clearly either him out as Superman or recovering from some of the injuries that Superman has suffered. I know what you're thinking, Superman, he don't have no injuries, but ain't true. If Superman is fighting Lex Luthor and Lex Luthor shoots him with a kryptonite bullet, that guy's laid up for several days. But if you're a free-willing playboy, that gives you every excuse you need to be completely free and clear the whole time. So, in conclusion, if you want to publish your story, if you want to know who Superman really is, no question whatsoever, from Sam here, you can trust, it's Bruce Wayne. Alright? If you need me to find out anything else, like, I don't know, the identity of the Batman, you just give me another check. Old Sammy, I'll find it out for you. Hey, I've been doing some investigating and I found out some pretty interesting things. I found out that you like these videos. So why don't you do something for me? Why don't you subscribe up there, get that bell hit so you see it anytime one of my new ones come out. And go ahead and check out another video here. I got some good stuff for you. I'll keep doing some more research for you. You take care.